Decision statement in programming language. The statement by which we can check any kind of condition in programming language. These statements are known as decision statement. By using this statement, we can control the flow of a program, and for this reason, this is also known as the control statement. And this control statement is implemented using the condition, and for this reason it is also known as the conditional statement. So control statement or conditional statement in programming language is the today's video topic. In programming language there are three types of control or conditional statement, and they are like if statement, switch case statement and conditional operator. By using this statement, this if and switch case statement, we can control the flow of a program, and by the conditional operator we can also control the flow of a program. Again, the if statement is categorized in four types, and they are simple if, compound if, complex if and nested if. So by using these all types of if and switch case and also a conditional operator, using or any kind of these, we can control the flow of a program. Now I come to the point of simple if statement. Now I am going to discuss about the syntax of the simple if statement. Syntax is nothing but the structure or the way of writing of any kind of statement in programming language. In syntax, what I wrote in the board, you cannot edit this structure. You have to follow this structure. Suppose for simple if, the syntax is like this: if, then within bracket we are giving the condition, which condition is going to checked, and if this condition become true, then the statement which is written within this opening and these closing braces are going to execute. So this is the syntax of the simple if, and syntax means the way of writing technique of any kind of thing in programming language, or the structure of the writing of any kind of statement in programming language. So whenever you write to any kind of statement using the syntax, you cannot edit the syntax. You have to follow the syntax. Now you can see the condition is given within the angular bracket. Here in syntax, the angular bracket means you have to write down the actual value within this within this bracket. So in syntax, angular bracket means you have to write the actual value or actual condition in here, and if this condition is become true, then the statement which is written within this opening and closing braces of this simple if is going to execute. But if this condition is not true, if it is maybe false, then which one or which statement is going to execute, it cannot be determined by using the simple if. Now in case of if statement, the statement may be one line statement or maybe more than one line, that is 2 lines or 3 lines statement. That means the statement may contain maybe one line or maybe contain more than one line, maybe 2 lines, 3 lines, 100 lines maybe. In case of if statement, there is a feature available that if the statement contains only single one line, then this opening and closing braces is not mandatorily given, but if the statement contains more than one line, then this opening and closing braces is mandatory. It means you have to write down these braces for whenever you are going to write the statement which contains more than one lines. Okay, if the statement contains only single line, then you can give the opening and closing braces for this simple if, and you can remove this opening and closing braces for the simple if. So this is the syntax of the simple if statement. Now I am going to do a program to check whether a number is a even number or odd number. So in this program you can see I have already taken a number which is actually stored in the variable n. Now I am going to check whether the n is store a even value or odd value. A number is said to be even if the number is completely divisible by 2, then it is an even number, like 4, 6, 8. And if the number is not completely divisible by 4, that means it return in the remainder portion there are any kind of value like 1, 2, any kind of thing may be present. That means the remainder never becomes 0. Okay, so this kind of value is known as the odd number, so like 3, 5, 7. So the main condition is n is never going to completely divisible by 2 in case of odd number, but in case of the even number, the number is completely divisible by 2. It means that it never returns a remainder except the 0. So in case of the even number, the result always be returned as 0 when it is going to doing the operation of modulo operation. So if n modulo 2 is becomes equals to 0, so then this number becomes a even number, and for this reason I am writing that system.out.println it is a even number. Now if the condition n mod 2 becomes true, so this this statement is going to execute. But if this condition is become false, then what statement actually going to execute is not mentioned in this program till now. So if this condition becomes false, it actually means that the number is an odd number, but there is no such kind of condition actually there, or no kind of such kind of statement is there. For this reason I am going to use another simple if statement where I give the condition n mod 2 not equals to 0. It means the remainder is returned by after doing the modulo operation is not 0, and for in this case, so the number become is a odd number. So it is a odd number. So now I'm just compile this program. I'm just doing this program using the BlueJ. Now I'm going to run this. Okay, you can see here the BlueJ asking me to enter some value. Suppose I'm going to check the number is 6. Is either it is a even or it is a odd number. So I'm just enter the value and it shows that it is a even number. Why and how? Let's see. When the 6 is entered by me and the value of n becomes 6, so 6 modulo 2, yes, is it remainder becomes 0, and for this reason this condition become true, and therefore and this statement is executed. But as the 6 mod 2 is not equals to 0, because it is remainder is always be 0, and for this reason this simple if statement simple if condition is not true, and for the reason this statement is not going to execute. Now in case of the if statement, if the statement contain the only single line, the opening and closing braces is not mandatorily needed. You can see in this both the simple if statement case, and in both the statement are contains only a single line. So we can easily we can omit these braces. Let's see, after omitting these two braces of the two respective simple if, and then after I'm just going to compile this program again, and no syntax error here shown, and then I'm just going to run this program, and again I'm just input the value, suppose 9. So 9 is an odd number. Let's see what's happened. Yes, it is an odd number. So by you can see in this portion actually the 9 is stored in variable n, and 9 mod 2 is it returns the remainder as 1, and for this reason this condition becomes false, and for this reason it is not executed. And now as the remainder becomes 1 when now I just enter the value 9, so this condition becomes true and this statement will execute here. So you can see in case of the simple if statement, we can use the opening and closing braces, or maybe we can omit the opening and closing braces when the statement contains only a single line. But you must remember, if the statement contains maybe any kind of this simple if, maybe in the first one or maybe in the second one or maybe in the both the simple if the statement contain more than one line, then the opening and closing braces are mandatory. If you forget to write down the opening and closing braces, then it shows the error.